Hello everyone, welcome to another lab. Right now I'll be doing the lab 6.4.1.2, and that is Packet Tracer Skills Integration Challenge. That's the one we'll be doing right now, 6.4.1.2. So let's go open up the lab. We are in NetAcad chapter number 6, 6.4.1.2. So let's go ahead and open the PKA Packet Tracer. As it opens up, we will have our screens. Let's see, cancel that user profile. This is my topology screen, and I will also have my instruction screen right here. And let's do the lab. First, let me go ahead and read the instruction. Packet tracer, okay, we see the addressing table. Device R1, so R1 has the serial interface that has an IP address and subnet mask. And I also have this gigabit 00 interface with which sub interfaces have been created. That .10, .20, .30, .88 and .99. So they are all different VLANs. That's why gigabit 00 has several sub interfaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sub interfaces, and their subnet mask, IP address, all those are there. Okay, and the VLAN ID, of course, this one VLAN ID is 10, 20, 30, 88. This is important to know which VLAN ID it belongs to. The PC, okay, well, the switch S1 will also get an IP address and subnet mask. That will be on VLAN 88. So VLAN 88 must be the management VLAN. And it will also have its default gateway. The default gateway should be the router's IP address, 88.1. That is this one. Okay, that's going to be the default gateway for this switch, because switch belongs to VLAN 88. Look at the PC A, B, C, D. They also have their IP address. A belongs to VLAN A, VLAN 10, and then B 20, C 30, and D 88. So these are the VLAN IDs for each PCs. Okay. Seeing that, let's go to the next table. Now we have the VLAN table. How many VLANs do we have again? 5, 10, 20, 30, 88, 99. The name of the VLANs are right here. The ports on the switch to be assigned on each VLAN also are listed. So we see that VLAN 10 is going to have port number 11 to 15, VLAN 20, 16 to 20, and so on. Now, scenario. In this activity, we will demonstrate and reinforce your ability to configure routers for inter-VLAN routing, inter-VLAN communication, and configure static routes to each destinations outside of your network. Among the skills you will demonstrate are configuring inter-VLAN routing, static and default routes. Fine. Let's move on. Here is my requirements. Configure inter-VLAN routing on R1 based on addressing table. That's the first thing. So I'm going to go to the R1 router and I'm going to configure all this IP addressing. That's the first step. Now let's look at our topology, how it is laid out, how they are connected. Here is my switch S1. On that switch, I have several VLANs, 10, 20, 30, 88. All these VLANs are all connected to the switch S1, of course, with a different range of ports. The correct range of ports have to be assigned for the correct VLAN. Now look at this gigabit 01. That port of the S1 is a trunk port, because via this gigabit 01 port, all the VLANs are going to pass through. On the router side, I have gigabit 00, and that's where I'm going to have all these sub interfaces created that are shown in the instruction. And this router is connected to another router called HQ. This router R1 is connected to another router here, that's HQ, and HQ and R1, they are connected via their serial 000 interface on both ends. Serial 000 of R1 connected to serial 000 of HQ. Okay, seeing that, and then again HQ is connected to their ISP router and so on. Fine. So let's do step number 1. Configure inter-VLAN routing on R1. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to go to the R1. Here I am going to the R1. Okay. Enable mode. Okay, I'm in the privileged exec mode, and I'm going to type show run to see my running config real quick. Okay, it's always good to do that to see where the router stands right now, what has been configured, what has not been configured. Here's my show run. Okay, in here I can see all the interfaces. Gigabit 00, that interface is right here in my instruction table. Here I have to create this .10, .20, .30, those. This gigabit 00 has not been configured yet. 01 has not been configured yet, but I am not told to do anything on that one. Nothing is connected. Fine. Serial 000 is already configured, and serial 001 is shut down. That one is still shut. Nothing has been done. I'm not worried about that. I probably don't have to do anything on that. So if you see here, serial 000, this part is already done right here. Serial 000, that IP address already been created, so I don't have to worry about the first line. So I'm going to start with the gigabit 00.10, that sub interface. So I'm going to go here and type config T global config mode, and then type interface gigabit 0/0.10, gigabit 0/0.10. That's my sub interface. In here I'm going to type encapsulation, enc tab encapsulation, d tab, this .1q. Now this sub interface .10, which VLAN does it belong to? Let's look at this table. This sub interface .10 belongs to VLAN 10 right here. So I have to type their VLAN ID 10. Enter. Okay, VLAN ID 10. Okay, so, and then of course the IP address. IP address would be 31.10.1, that one. So let me type that in, 172.31.10.1 and space 255.255.255.0. That's my subnet mask. Okay, enter. Okay, done. So I'm going to exit out of this interface. Now go to the next one. I'm gonna now do the same thing, repeat for the .20 and .30 and 88 and 99. Now let me check which one is native. Right here, 99 is the native. Therefore, when I type encapsulation on the 99, I'm going to add the word native to the command on this one at the end. So, and we'll see how to do that. So let's .10 is done. Let's do .20, 30, 88. So I'm here back. I'm going to type interface int gigabit 0/0.20 encapsulation .1q, and the VLAN ID should be 20. IP address, and then this one I'm going to use the up arrow key. That's going to be easier for me. Up arrow key on the keyboard here, IP address. So I'm going to change using the left arrow key on the keyboard. Don't click on the mouse click. Go with the arrow key like one by one. ... Okay. Now here, instead of .10, make it .20. Okay, for this one should be .20. Enter. And then exit. At this point you should have just 2 interfaces are done, 1 2, and my point should be 10 right now. Okay, 10 points accrued so far, and I'm going to continue to use the keyboard up arrow key now. Next interface I have to select interface dot 30, so I'm going to go up arrow up arrow up arrow. Here instead of dot 20 type dot 30, enter. Encapsulation easy, same encapsulation should be 30. IP address should be also 30. Okay, done. And then exit, EXIT. Okay, again up arrow key. For the next interface should be 88. Interface command, okay, right here interface is dot 88. Encapsulation command should be 88. IP address command should also get 88 right here, 88. Okay, so that these ones are done. So I have done 10, 20, 30 and 88 so far. Now the last one, dot 99, the one that I have to do right now, I'm going slow on purpose because many of you are following me live. So just remember this dot 99, I'm going to type here native with when I type the encapsulation command. So let's do that one, dot 99. So I'm going to exit out of this one, exit out of 88. Okay, then again I'm going to go to the up arrow key to select the dot 99 interface right here, dot 88, change it to dot 99, enter. Encapsulation command, that's what I have to change, encapsulation dot 1q 99. Then I have to type native, NA tab, so native. So that's the important part, that the one VLAN that's a native VLAN, when you do the encapsulation command on the router, on that sub interface, you type the word native, enter. And then IP address, up arrow key, IP address should be here 99.1. Okay, enter. And then exit. All my 5 interfaces are done. I have now 27 points. Okay, so now as I have created all the sub interfaces on the router, I have not issued the no shutdown command yet. But remember, no shutdown command will not be issued on any of the sub interfaces. It will be issued on the main interface, which is gigabit 00, not any of the dot, just gigabit 00. So I'm going to go right now to that interface. I'm going to type interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0, enter. On that main interface, I'm going to type no shutdown, enter. And see, once I did no shutdown, all the interfaces have come up now. Dot 10, dot 20, dot 30, dot 88, all of them now has become up and running, activated. So I'm going to type exit. Okay. Now, what is the next step? Configure trunking on S1. To configure trunking on S1, let's look at the topology first. Here's my topology. Here's my S1. I see S1's gigabit 01. That interface should be a trunk port. And trunk port 2, I need to make sure that on the trunk port, I'm going to type 99, assign 99 as the native VLAN. So the trunk port will not tag the traffic from the VLAN 99. So I'm going to go to the S1. And here, so we are in the S1. Let's go to the privileged exec mode, type enable, enter. And I'm going to use a show command, show VLAN brief. Okay, just to see where it stands right now. I see that VLAN 1 and 10, 20, 30, 88, native, all those things have been created. All the VLANs have already been created, all the ports have already been assigned. That part is good. Native VLAN is 99, yeah, I can see all of those are done. How about the trunking? Maybe the trunking is not done. I'm going to type show interface trunk. Enter. See, shows nothing. That means no trunking is done. Okay. Also notice that in the earlier command, show VLAN brief shows gigabit 01. That interface is still connected to VLAN 1, the default VLAN. Therefore, I know that it has not been done as trunk. So I'm going to assign that trunking to the gigabit 01 now. So global config first. Config T. I'm in the global config mode. I'm going to type interface gigabit 01. Enter. And I'm going to type Swissport mode trunk. Okay, now it has become trunk port, and the port has become up and running now, because now it is synchronizing with the router's port. Both sides is doing the is going to accommodate all the VLANs. Now I need to assign one more command to assign the native VLAN. So I'm going to type Swissport trunk native VLAN of 99. That's my command. Swissport trunk native VLAN 99. So now native VLAN has been also specified. Exit. So trunking should be done now. And now if I go actually exit, go to the privileged exec mode, and I type show interfaces and trunk. It may take sometimes a little moment time before the trunking is fully configured and up and running. So press enter. Actually it is showing right now gigabit 01 port. Now it's a trunk port. Okay, and encapsulation is 80.1q. That means it's a trunk port, and native VLAN is assigned as 99. Good. Which VLANs are allowed now? All the VLANs, 1 and 10, 20, all the way. All the active VLANs are active on this trunking port. Okay. Next step. Configure 4 directly attached static route on HQ to each VLANs 10, 20, 30, all those things. Okay. For all the VLANs, all these networks, okay, each VLAN has a different network. So all this network should be put into the routing table. We have to create static routes for them into the other router, HQ router. So let's look at the topology to understand this first. Looking at this HQ, notice that the VLAN 10, 20, 30, all of these VLANs, they are not connected directly to HQ. HQ is all the way here. All these VLANs, they are connected to gigabit 00 of R1. So R1 router knows about these networks, but HQ router does not know about these networks. Okay, so that's why in the routing table of HQ, I need to tell how to reach, where to find these networks. So I'm going to go to the HQ, that router, and I'm going to create some static routes to these networks. So here I am in the HQ. And I go to the privileged exec mode, type enable, and type show IP route to see the routing table. Okay, notice that those .10, .20, .30, they are not in the routing table. Okay, HQ does not know about those networks in the VLANs that we have those networks. Okay, so I need to add those networks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the global config mode, config T, and there I'm going to start writing up those routes. So I'm going to say first this one, VLAN 10. Oh, What is the VLAN 10's IP address? Let's look at right here. VLAN 10, its network address should be, I can see, since its subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, that means in the last octet it starts with 0. That's the network address. Its network address should be 10.0 and the router's address is .1, but I can have 254 hosts on this one. So again, the network address should be 10.0, okay? Because of this subnet mask, I can say that network address should be 0 in here. So let's write that one. I'm in the config mode, and I'm in the HQ. So I'm going to type the command IP route. That's the command I use to create a static routing entry. IP route, then 172.31.10.0. And what is the subnet mask? 255.255.255.0. That's subnet mask. So I'm talking about from here, from the HQ, this router. How does this router go all the way to VLAN 10? It has to go, exit interface is serial 000. All the traffic has to go out this way, not this other way. Okay? Through the serial 000, through this exit interface, it can come to this router, and then this router can take it to this VLAN 10. So I have to type exit interface serial 000. Serial 0/0/0. Enter. Okay. So I created one routing entry. I can create another one very similar. All I have to do is just from the instead of 10, I got to do 20 in here. So easy for me with the up arrow key on the keyboard. So up arrow key on the keyboard. I can see because it has to go out with for all the VLANs. It has to go out through the same exit interface, the same way. If you see my mouse, it's going to go this way. So everything remains the same. The exit interface remains the same. Only thing is .20, .30, those will change. So I'm going to go here, change this one with the left arrow key. Make sure go down all the way here to 20. Instead of 10, make it 20. So that would be another entry. Enter. And then again, go for 30. Up arrow key, type here 30. Then again 88. So up arrow key again, going for 88. 88. Okay, it has to be only backspace key. Okay, 172.168.0. Okay. Okay, so 4 routing entry I have created for 4 separate VLAN network. Okay, that part is done. So okay, configure 4 directly attached static route. I have done that for 10, 20, 30 and 88. Got it. Next, configure directly attached static routes on the HQ router again to reach outside host. So I need to create another static route to go to the outside host. Okay, and there are 2 steps they want us to do. 1, configure the primary path through the serial 010 interface. So there are 2 separate paths. One is primary and one is a backup path. Okay, and configure the backup route through serial 011 interface with a 10 administrative distance. So I'm basically creating 2 separate paths. One is via serial 010, one is via serial 011. Serial 011 is the secondary path, is a backup path. I'm going to have a higher administrative distance. So this will not be preferred path. Only whenever the primary path will be down or not available, then the router is going to use the secondary path. Let's look at the topology to understand. Let's look at the topology. Okay, here I am in the HQ. Okay, see serial 010 and serial 011. These 2 paths, both paths take the traffic to ISP's router. So my primary path would be serial 010. and the secondary path serial 011. Okay, those two paths will take them to, here is the outside host. This outside host, how can I add this outside host as a routing entry? I need to know its network address. See, its IP address is 209.165.230/27. That is the IP address of this outside host. What is its network address? Okay, let me show you the IP cheat sheet, IP addressing cheat sheet. I had it on here. Look, IP subnet mask cheat sheet, just for you to understand. If it is a /27, then 32 addresses can be created total. Only 30 hosts can be there, and it's a class C we're talking about, 27/mask. Okay, so I go to the 27. Look at this one. If the 27/27 mask, you can create 8 subnets. On each subnet, you can have 30 hosts. So what is the network address? See, .0, next network is .31, next network is .64. So by 32, it increments. So I can have 8 separate networks, .0, .32. Okay. Now, which network does our .30 belongs to? .30 belongs to this network, .0 network. Okay. If it was IP address would be between 33 and 62, then it should have belonged to this network, .32 network. But in this case, here my IP is 30. Okay, my IP is 30 right here, 209.165.200.30. .30 belongs to .0 network. Again, look at here, .30, between 1 to 30, it belongs to .0 network. That's my network address. So I'm going to write that down. Here. I'm going to go to the HQ again. So, and my instruction should be right here. Okay. So I'm going to type IP route. What is the network address? The network address is 209.165.230. 200.0 should be actually 209.165.200. 209.165.200.0. And what is the mask? 27-bit mask. So that is .224. Okay, 27-bit mask is .224. Just look up your table that you had earlier in the class and everywhere, or look in the cheat sheet. It's going to be .224. /27 means .224. Just look it up if you have forgotten. 255.255.255.224. That's my subnet mask. And which interface it's going out through? It is going out through serial 010. Serial, I can do S and do tab, serial 0/1/0. Oops, I did 000. 1/0. Okay. Enter. Now, I'm going to create another backup network of the same backup route for the same network. This time, all I'm going to change is the exit route to serial 010 to serial 011. So up arrow key, same command. All I'm going to change is 011. But then this should be a backup route, and its administrative distance should be 10. So it will not be the preferred route. So I press space and type the number 10. That makes it administrative distance 10. So this other route, this one would have administrative distance of 1 by default, because it's a static route. And this one is going to have a distance of 10, so it will not be preferred. Okay, enter. Okay, did that. Okay, now what is next? Next is configure a directly attached default route on R1. On R1, I'm going to create a default route. Default route means all the traffic should take that route. Okay, so here I am. Here's my R1. I can see all this VLAN, all of this traffic should go to R1. In order to go to outside world, they all have to go through this exit through serial 000, that interface. So anywhere in the outside world you want to go from these VLANs, you got to go out through serial 000. So let me create that as a default route. Okay, so I'm going to go to R1. Okay, here I am in the R1. Enable config T. So I'm going to type IP route. How do I create a default route? Default route means all network, every network. That's going to be 0.0.0.0 space 0.0.0.0. That means every destination, all the networks. Now, what is my exit interface? Serial 0. I can just type S and press tab, makes it serial 0 0 0. I can do that way also. Enter. Okay, I have created a default route. And lastly, what they're telling me, verify connectivity. So let me look at my point. Right now I have 82 over 82 points. So everything is done correctly. So my point is good. So I can go ahead and verify connectivity by making sure all PCs can ping outside host. So if my network is configured correctly, then any of these PCs anywhere, they should be able to go through this router, to the HQ router, to the ISP router, to all the way outside to this outside host. And here is the IP address of outside host. So let me just test by pinging from this PCA to all the way to the outside host. That will prove that we have done all right. So let me go to the PCA. Here I am in the PCA. Let me see if anybody may commented anything, made any comment or anything. No. Okay, so we're all good. So desktop command prompt, I'm gonna type ping. Okay, ping, ping to where? Ping to this one, 209.165, 209.165, sorry, 165.200.30. That's who I am pinging, outside host. Enter. Yes, I got reply. One time it timed out, but then I got 3 other times reply. So I'm gonna do this up arrow key one more time, use the same command, enter. Now I should get reply all the time. Okay, so that means our lab is done. So this was a relatively easier lab, but integrates a few different skills like routing table knowledge of VLAN and inter-VLAN routing, those kind of trunking. So I hope that you all will be able to do just fine, and go ahead and save this lab again, and after saving it, then submit it and you will be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and save myself. Resources. Okay, great. So I hope to see you all soon, and again tomorrow I will be probably discussing chapter 7. Okay, so that concludes our lab. So let's see, 34 minutes. So this did not take as long time. Very good. End the stream.